Oh, hi everyone. Have you ever been so focused on what's coming next that you forget what's already come? Yeah, so that's what is NeuroHarvest. It's what we're going to be focusing on. We're going to be gathering our harvest. We're going to start recognizing and appreciate all the gifts that we've gotten this year, whether it was making new friends, or new gifts that you've received, or new opportunities. Whatever it is, that's what we're going to be doing this time. And I am sitting under this beautiful willow tree that's sitting on a blanket of gold leaves. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it's a reminder to me that throughout this year, this willow tree has given me beauty and shade and just a lot of fun. And now I'm reaping the harvest with these beautiful gold leaves. So if you're interested and wanting to gather your harvest, join me. Join me, gather your markers and your colored pencils and your paper, and we'll start gathering our harvest together. All right, I'll see you soon.
Hi everyone, welcome back to NeuroHarvest, and hopefully you have all your things you need, all your supplies. You're going to need a piece of scrap paper. You're going to need some drawing paper. You're going to need some markers. I like to have them in different widths. All right, and you're going to need some either colored markers or colored pencils, and I prefer the watercolor pencils. All right, they just color smoother, so I prefer those. But whatever you have is fine, and it'll work. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is grounding. So if you could just, if you could, look at that, I got ink on me. The first thing we need to do is grounding. So if you can just make sure your feet are on the ground. Take a deep breath in and release. Deep breath in again. Should be in a quiet place, somewhere you're not going to be disturbed, somewhere you can focus, somewhere quiet. Deep breath, release again. Give yourself a big hug. Release. Okay, when you're prepared and ready, go ahead and open your eyes. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we need to set an intention. What do you want your intention to be? What is it that you're wanting to receive from this session? All right, NeuroHarvest, all about gathering our gifts and recognizing them. Gathering our harvest, all the things we've gotten this year. So it could just be harvest. It could be recognition, maybe gratitude. It could be clarity. It could be just appreciation. What is it that you're wanting to know from this session? Okay? All right, I want you just to write it on the top of your scratch paper. I'm writing reflection. I'm just going to write that down. I want to have the reflection of knowing and appreciating everything I've received, yours, anything you want. Now we're going to put a timer on for 2 minutes, and we're going to free write for 2 minutes. Anything that comes into your mind, you're to write it down, okay? And it doesn't matter whether it's the same thing over and over again. I do that sometimes, but it's more important that you don't stop. You just keep writing for the 2 minutes. And sometimes it doesn't even have anything to do with your intention. Sometimes some random thing comes in your head. Okay, and that's okay too. But I want you to take just a second, say your intention a couple times in your head, and then we're going to begin. Okay, let's start. Okay, let's go ahead and stop. All right, now the next step is to circle the first 5 things you see on your paper. Where are your eyes drawn to? I want you to circle them. Okay, and after that, you just take your paper and I want you to set it aside. Okay, and we're going to start the algorithm. All right, now with this algorithm, if you've done ones with me before, most of the time we just draw either circles, but this one, circles or squares or triangles. With this algorithm, you're allowed to use some different shapes sometimes, okay? And I'll explain, like a heart for love, or a square as a part of the alphabet of Neurographica. But you can use a square if you're thinking of something that's foundational, like something that's man-made, like a schooling or something. You can put heart if you've received love from someone. So some of these other kind of shapes, you can put like a butterfly if you're thinking of maybe freedom or flight or a new beginning, okay? Something that means something to you, and that's okay to do that, okay? So, but we're going to first start with a circle, and the circle is going to represent yourself. And there's, you just draw it kind of intuitively, make it as small or as large as you want anywhere on the paper, and then I want you to make sure you label it. You can write just me, so you know that's yourself, okay? And let's go ahead and start thinking of the things that we're harvesting in, the things that we were given this year, the gifts, the knowledge is either good health or knowledge or friends or just whatever it is that you obtained this year that brought happiness and joy to you, all right? The things that you appreciate. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. And I think you should have anywhere from between 5 and 10 items on your paper, all right? You don't want to get too many that it gets too cluttered on here. But let's just go ahead and just be intuitive when you do it and whatever feels right. All right, I'm just going to start with mine. All right. Circles represent almost anything, all right? I'm going to go ahead and put a square around this one right here because I received my degree, but it was from a school, okay? And I'm going to put a heart here. Okay. All right, so when you feel like you've got your things down on your paper that you want to recognize this year, the things that brought you joy, things that brought you happiness, I want you to, we're going to start doing neuro lines. And let me show you how to do that, okay, in case you haven't been to my class. What it's not loops, it's not a straight line, and it's not a rhythm like this, a pattern. Neuro lines flow like this. You don't know where it's going. You know it's going to the other end of the paper, but you don't know exactly where it's going to end up. All right? So that's what a neural line looks like. So let's go ahead and just start that. Start one end of the paper. And you want to make sure that you're connecting all of the circles, so you intentionally try to catch some of them each time you go. All right, like this. All right. All right, so now, all right, after you do your neural lines, the next step is rounding. And the rounding, wherever there is, I'll just circle it so you can see it, what I'm talking about, right here. See, it crosses, that's an intersection. You are to smooth it out by rounding it like this. And just try to make it smooth. And if it's a small area like this, you can kind of just trace around it like that. All right. If it's a really small area, let's see, let me just draw another line. Whoops, I didn't do that very good. Say right like this, you can just color it in, okay, if it's really small. Okay, like that. So anyway, it's important that we round them all, because if we don't, it can feel in your brain that there's a restriction there. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. This might take us a while to do, so I just want to get started here and kind of show you. Then I'll be quiet. All right, so there we go, like this. See right here, I'm going to just color it in. This here I'm going to trace around because it's so small. This is little, so I'll just color it in there. So I'll make everything smooth. Like this, okay? All right, I'm going to just go ahead and be quiet. I created a song to go along with Harvest. It's more like a Nordic. It's kind of cool. So I hope you enjoy it. And I'll put that on while we do our rounding.
Beat of the drum, feel the seasons turn. Leaves whisper stories, lessons that we've learned. Circles like harvest, blessings on the ground. Gather up the good things from the year we found. So we draw and we breathe. Let the lines unwind and weave with the colors of the fall. We remember through it all. There is sunlight in the seeds. There is healing in the leaves. NeuroHarvest, gather slow. Let your grateful spirit grow. Soft golden strokes like the fields in November. Moments of the year we choose to remember. Connect every circle like roots in the earth. Finding all the meaning in what our hearts are worth. So we draw and we breathe. Let the lines unwind and weave with the colors of the fall. We remember through it all. There is sunlight in the seeds. There is healing in the leaves. NeuroHarvest, gather slow. Let your grateful spirit grow. One by one, the blessings come, round like the moon, warm like the sun. Lines that cross, roots that run, circle of the heart, the harvest done. So we draw and we breathe, let the lines unwind and weave. Every color, every line shows the gifts we've made this time. There is wisdom in the land, there is strength in every hand. NeuroHarvest, soft and slow, gather all the good you know.
Okay, I hope that you got finished with that. I kind of want to point out a couple things. I don't know, maybe you noticed it while I was drawing. Wherever you have like points like this on the edge, if you have squares, it's a good idea to go ahead and draw them out to the edge. All right. Then I added a couple of butterflies. This one representing freedom for me, and this one's representing new beginnings with my business. Okay. But you just, you do what's right for you and what you have. Okay, so the next step is to color. I hope you enjoyed the song that I created. It's actually not really Nordic. It's more like a Native American kind of a beat, because I wanted to represent a harvest, and I was thinking of pilgrims and things like that during this time. Anyway, so the next step we're going to be doing is coloring. All right. Now, to color, I want you to just randomly pick up a color, the first color that your eye is drawn to. This is really kind of important because we're working with your subconscious, and we want to know, and you're wanting to know, what is it in your deep of your mind that's kind of hidden from us a lot of times. What are we thinking back there? What's happening with us, right? So this is important. We think too hard sometimes. We don't get the answers we need. So now when you color, you don't color like, say, you wouldn't come down here and just color this one square here or this one shape here. And then go over here and color. You color through the lines, making each shape larger. And you need to have at least 2 adjoining sections colored, okay? And I want you to color with the same color until you feel like you need to change. And I want you to respect the shapes like this. You don't just scribble, but you can blend. I'll show you how to do that in a second. I still feel like I need to color just a little bit more here. Okay, so but maybe I'm coming down here. I'm kind of feeling like it's time for me to change. But so I'm going to just color part of that like that. And then I'm going to pick up another color, and you can just go right over the top of it like this, and it's blending those colors together. That's why I like watercolor pencils. They blend better. Markers have a harder time. It kind of gets messy sometimes. Now, with this project, you also do not color your entire drawing. You're only going to color about 80% of your drawing, all right? And you're going to leave some of it white, right? Now, depending on how big a paper you have, how large paper you got, it'll take you a little bit longer to do. Then I choose to just do them on a smaller one, so the video doesn't go too long. Okay. So I'm going to stop talking for a minute so so that you can focus on what you're doing. And I think I'll just go ahead and put that music back on for you and let you hear it one more time. Hope you enjoyed it. If you don't, you can put it on pause. But I liked it. I thought it was fun. Anyway, I'll be quiet. Okay, well, hopefully we're back now. I'm sorry about that. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and try the music again. And hopefully that wasn't too disruptive. I'm not quite sure how it's going to turn out. I ran out of storage. Anyway, I'll be quiet. I'm just going to put the music back on, and I want you to finish coloring.
Beat of the drum, feel the seasons turn. Leaves whisper stories, lessons that we've learned. Circles like harvest, blessings on the ground. Gather up the good things from the year we found. So we draw and we breathe, let the lines unwind and weave with the colors of the fall. We remember through it all. There is sunlight in the seeds, there is healing in the leaves. NeuroHarvest gather slow, let your grateful spirit grow. Soft golden strokes like the fields in November. Moments of the year we choose to remember. Connect every circle like roots in the earth. Finding all the meaning in what our hearts are worth. So we draw and we breathe, let the lines unwind and weave with the colors of the fall. We remember through it all. There is sunlight in the seeds, there is healing in the leaves. NeuroHarvest gather slow, let your grateful spirit grow. One by one the blessings come, round like the moon, warm like the sun. Lines that cross, roots that run, circle of the heart, the harvest done. So we draw and we breathe, let the lines unwind and weave. Every color, every line shows the gifts we've made this time. There is wisdom in the land, there is strength in every hand. NeuroHarvest soft and slow, gather all the good you know.
Okay, hopefully you've gotten done now. Now you really shouldn't have used, I probably should have told you this sooner, shouldn't use more than 5 colors on your drawing. If you did this time, don't worry about it, but just try to keep that in mind, that you want to keep it down to 3 to 5 colors, all right? Now, the next step is we're going to do an energy line. We call it a filled line. It's an energy line. And we're going to start from one end of the paper and go to the other side. I usually like to start on one of the lines. You don't have to, and it certainly doesn't need to follow it. And I used to do that, going all the way around all these little lines, thinking I had to do that. And I was told no. So anyway, so I just kind of start on it, and then you just go where your hand kind of takes you. It's a lot of freedom here. Just let it go where it feels right. And you can add anywhere from 1 to 3 lines. You don't want to do more than 3. But just let it flow wherever your hand tends to guide you. Okay. Now you will see that now you have more intersections here that you need to round off. So go ahead and do that as well. Because the You should be using a thick marker because the field line needs to be thicker. So use your thick marker to do that. If you didn't, just go over it a few times. It needs to be very distinctive when you see it, that is your energy line there, your field line. These can be called either one. So, all right, so wherever that is intersecting, make sure you kind of round it off. All right, and the next step is you're going to put your anchor in. It's also called like the divine or the base. And I usually like to put my hand on top of the drawing. You can also just look at it and where your eye is drawn to, draw a circle. But I tend to like to put my hand over the drawing and kind of just feel where the energy is pulling me in. A lot of times I can feel a vibration or some type of sensation in my hand. And then that's where I know where I should be focusing. It also should be a thick marker like this. All right. Okay, the final step is reflection. I want you to look at your own drawing. You can look at mine as well, but I want you to look at your own drawing. And I want you to see what you think about which circle in your drawing did you draw first? Why did your subconscious think about drawing that first? And the second thing I'm going to give you is which circle is the largest on your paper? All right. Which circle is the largest, and why do you think that is the largest? You're curious to know more? Okay. Take a picture of your drawing, and I can do an analysis for you and help you work this out together, all right? It's only $25, and you can fill out the reflection form if you're wanting to know more. All right, I really enjoyed being with you here today, and I hope you enjoyed doing our NeuroHarvest and looking at all the things that we've harvested together and all the blessings we have. I hope maybe that you put some down there that maybe surprised you and you didn't even realize how thankful you were about it. And anyway, until next time, I hope you enjoy. Bye-bye.